Hello, my name is Resilan, and welcome to Satisfactory. We are back with another episode of Satisfactory. So, the factory has changed. In the last episode, we finished building a coal power plant, and then we came back down here to our scrub starter platform, and we tore it down, and we started building a new base. So I'm going to take you through what we've done so far, and kind of what I have and where we're going from this. So if we look here if we look at the resource tree, we'll notice we're still on basic steel production. We still need rotors and frames. I have not progressed 1 inch in the milestones. So that's just where we're at. And from the MAM perspective, I've also here not advanced at all. We tore the platform, we tore everything down and started over. So now we have some power plants in here. We've moved the power plants, we've put the resources here. We have some items here in a box that's just, little things here like leaves, wood, things like that. These items have biofuel in them, but we're not using the biofuel at the moment. We have our hub sitting in here. It's turned a different direction now, but it is still producing the power, and it is sitting in there with our lifter ready to lift off on things. If we turn around here, you'll notice we have the shells of buildings. One building off in the distance out there does have a roof on it at this point. The other items do not have roofs yet, but we'll get there. Part of this is we're building the platforms and what we're doing. So let's go up here into the tower and take a look around. One of the things you'll notice as I've come out here, in that we're still using our basic build and our basic setup here. I've got 2 iron nodes here that are extracting iron and sending it into a factory here. This factory is producing iron plates. You can see the iron plate line coming out. It is actually also producing iron rods. You can see the iron rods over here on this side, and producing screws. Those items are feeding over here to the storage facility. So the storage facility has moved further away. I've spaced it out and produced more room, and I've spaced some of the other stuff out, made it look a little neater, just bringing the resources around, still making sure I keep them up off of the ground so that I have room to go underneath them. Now, another item that you can see over in the distance there is I have a building back behind this on the other side, and we're going to go back there and look at that. That'll be what we go look at next. You can see the resources coming out here. The iron is coming up. I'm still using the concrete, but you'll notice that that concrete line is moving 60 concrete a minute. So I'm pulling resources from here. I've got the iron node here, or the limestone node here, and I'm feeding that data over into this building. I am overclocking this. If you look at that, that is overclocked. It's overclocked still at 150%, just one power shard in it. And so I'm bringing that over here into a splitter, splitting that into 2 separate lines, carrying the 2 separate lines in here. They're carrying 45 each. I've got 4 constructors there. I've got another node that you can see over there behind the space well, also doing the same thing. It is pulling out. You can see it right in there above the cursor. It's white. It is doing the same thing, overclocked at 150%, not 150 cents, but 150%. Bringing that data into a splitter, splitting that up, bringing that into the building, and producing concrete. I'm merging those lines together, and that is producing 60 concrete per minute, which is being routed all the way around here into my storage facility. So I am producing a lot of concrete now, or at least double what I was producing. It's taking 2 power shards, but I've got 60 concrete a minute and a steady supply of concrete for building this massive platform that you see here in the buildings that are going up. I also have plates, I have rods, I have screws, and over here, nothing in that box, but here I have copper sheets, I have cable, I have copper wire. Now this coming over here is the copper facility that I have built. I have come in here and redone the entire area over here, pulling the data from the copper resources, feeding them into a multi-story building where I am producing items that I need. So these 2 copper lines are coming in here, both of them feeding in. One line is feeding the bottom floor, One line is feeding the top floor. The bottom floor is producing cable and wire. So you can see the wire coming out here. If we come down here, we can see that we've got cable coming out here. Can't see it unless I go up on here, but you can see cable coming out there. Then the top floor is producing my copper sheets. So if we come over here to our ladder and peek inside the building, it's the basic same setup that we had before. We've got 2 smelters into a split system that's feeding the ingots into the constructors. The constructors are then producing copper sheets and sending them out of the building. That's the top floor. And if we come down here at the bottom floor, this is the same setup that we had before. We have 2 smelters feeding 4 constructors. Then we are combining the results of 2 of the constructors and feeding that into another constructor to produce the cable. And all of that's being fed out and sent over to our storage facility. Now there's been no change up on the top of the hill at this point in time to the Caterium location. That's still the same setup that I had before. All I've done so far right now is come in here and start rebuilding this platform to use more of these resources. So what's up next for this particular build is to take these 3 iron resources that are here and to build buildings that will produce the rotors, the reinforced plates, and the modular frames, and to automate that. So that's what's up for the next video. Hope you enjoy it, and take care.